Welcome to Learn and Go Go, the podcast. Hey guys, welcome to Learn and Go Go, the podcast. I am your host, Sydnee, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. I am so happy to be with you guys here tonight. If the buzz is happening, please let me know so that I can try and fix the mic. But hopefully we're not getting that whistle again tonight. All right, yay, I'm so happy to see so many of you here already. We have Mortimer, we have Lizzie, we have Aaliyah, and we have Rebecca here so far. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for hopping on here with me tonight. It's so great to see you all. Okay, Lunar Projects is here too. Hey, no buzz. Awesome. Thank you. So if you were with me last week, it was a technical nightmare, man. So we got a new internet system. So I'm crossing my legs because I ate too much dinner. So I need to kind of spread out this belly, if you know what I mean. Hey, Cody's here too. So last week I tried to log on and we had gotten a new internet carrier, which apparently what I learned after the fact is that it's nothing but like a hotspot. And we have way too many devices going on in this house to handle the hotspot. That's what the problem was last week. So I couldn't get it going. Then once I got it going, it kept freezing. So immediately went back to the old system. So hopefully we are going to be doing great tonight. We're not going to have any problems technically or any other way. I love seeing you guys all saying hi to each other in the comments. So sweet. Mortimer. I'm surrounded by lovely ladies. I see you, Cody. Wink. I love it. That is so awesome. I love that we all get together every week and everybody's just like, we're just a big family on here. And I appreciate all of you so much. I hope it has been a good week for everybody since we last met. To me, it seems like we just did this last night. Like, did anybody else have a super fast week? Like, I blinked and it's Wednesday again already, which isn't a bad thing because I was super excited to see you all. But yeah, it's been like cuckoo bananas as far as like busy. And Saturday, I had a really good time. I went out to dinner with some of my friends to celebrate the old 50th birthday. So that was a lot of fun. And then we played pool afterwards, which was a complete debacle because I think all of us didn't know what we were actually aiming at because we were a little toasted. But it was a lot of fun. And so my one friend got me a card and it said, most people at 50, and it was like a horse. And then it said, me at 50, and it was a unicorn on a stripper pole. So I was dying. It was so cute. I love that. Hey, I'm so glad you're joining us too, Skull. Good to see you. Awesome. You guys rock. So it's been a fun week. I must say the first week of being 50, I'm here for it. Like to me, it doesn't feel like I'm 50. So whatever. I don't know what it's supposed to feel like, but I don't feel like anything's any different than it was a couple weeks ago. But yeah, that's why I put for the title for tonight, Attitude of Gratitude, because I am so grateful for all of you guys who join me every week. I'm grateful to still be here at 50. There was a time in my life where I didn't think I would last anywhere near this long. So I'm very grateful to still be kicking on this side of the dirt, Everybody's still saying hi to each other. You guys are so sweet. I love you guys. That's so awesome. But with all the nutty shit going on in the world right now, I thought it would be a good idea to concentrate on some of the things that are happening in our lives that we are grateful for, because sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the chaos and not take a moment to say, you know what, that's really cool. I'm really glad that's happening. So if there's anything that you are celebrating, anything you're grateful for, any new positive things in your life right now, I want you to put it in the comments so we can celebrate it. As always, if you are promoting something, if you have a project, something that we can shout out for you, absolutely put it in the comments. You guys know I'm all about when the tide comes in, all ships rise. So the more that we share each other's stuff, the more that we celebrate each other, the more other people are going to be in our energy and help us to lift up and be successful. So, all right. Aaliyah says, I'm trying to become a minimalist. That's hard, man. I'm very impressed with that because I have a hoarder gene. I come by it naturally. And while I'm not TV show level, if I have an emotional attachment to something, it's really hard for me to let go of it. So, and my husband's that way with certain things as well. So what we do is like, I would never, but say that I needed to get rid of this. And I was like, I can't do it. I give it to Dave and I go, you know what to do. He knows what to do. That means he has to part with it because I can't. We have this understanding. So that works for us. But Luna's suggesting Marie Kondo as a place, like for inspiration. She is really great. But definitely take it one day, one thing at a time, and don't get overwhelmed. Get one drawer at a time. I go through the same drawer over and over and over. That's a good way to do it. If that is good, if that's your strategy, that's amazing. And I wish you all the luck in parting with things because it can be hard, man. I understand. Skull says, I'm grateful to make an impact in people's lives. I'm so grateful for you. You definitely do. That is awesome. Mortimer says, Lizzie and I were able to film a scene in the amazing film Curse of the Ghostwriter by the amazing Johnny Logan Harley. Love that. That is so awesome. And I cannot wait to see Curse of the Ghostwriter when it comes out. I am so honored to be a part of it as well. I'm so grateful for that too, because I love my character was fun to play. So I'm like super excited to see it. That will be awesome. Luna says Marie helped her organize her drawers and closet. You know what's funny? I didn't even realize it was her until after I started doing it. I started folding my clothes like filing cabinet way. And it really does make it easier to find things. So I will give Marie Kondo a big thumbs up for that little piece of advice because that really helped me a lot. Aaliyah said, I found the stuff that I have the most of is office supplies. I'm so guilty of that too. I got you, girl. I'm right there with you. I have a whole setup of office supplies in different boxes all throughout my house. I love walking into an office supply store. I love the smell of the paper. I love a new pen and a new notebook. And this is something that I've been like having a come to Jesus moment with about recently is I have on my computer desk, not my podcast desk. If you didn't know, this is like super cool because since I have the pole and I will hopefully be able to get back to my dance workout soon, the way that my desk in here is designed, my brother-in-law built it for me. It folds out of the wall like, so then when I'm not doing the podcast, I can put everything in the back here and then it goes up against the wall. So I have room to dance and not kick it. Cool shit. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about is my work desk. And at the bottom of it are a ton of notebooks from when I was a Beachbody coach and would go to trainings and I write all this stuff down. I was like, oh, so excited. Blah, 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 blah. Put the notebook on the shelf, never open it again. Quoi? Like what are all these notes for? And now it's like a lot of this stuff is outdated. So I really need to get rid of the, even if I rip out the parts that are written in, because like I am a journaler and then maybe I can use that. This is how you get stuck in this loop. You see what I'm doing? I'm justifying keeping shit. That's how you get stuck in it. You need to say, you know what? Bless and release. Bless and release. That's what I need to do. Yep. Stuff that doesn't spark joy, you need to donate it. Yep, yep, yep. And Aaliyah says, how many sets of colored pencils do you need? Well, I guess that would depend. If you are an artist that uses colored pencils daily, you would need more than someone like, say, me, who doesn't use colored pencils other than in my adult coloring books a couple times a year. So one set is the answer for me. But somebody that uses them as an artist would need more than me. So I guess you need to look at your need, you know. Lizzie says, I'm so grateful to have time and freedom to be involved in so many awesome projects. Yes, 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 yes. Agreed. Very, very, very grateful that I've been able to do so many projects in the last year. It might have been today, actually, in my Facebook memories. I was an extra in, it's called Delco, the movie. And if you haven't seen it yet, you have to check it out. Leah Savoli, who I know, introduced me to this project, and I was able to be a lunch lady in one scene and an extra in another scene. And the scene that I was an extra in was with Brian O'Halloran from Clerks. So super excited about that. But I think that was a year ago today. And that was kind of the beginning of this adventure into, you know, like being an extra in indie films and having a podcast. Like I only started that a year ago, which is crazy. So definitely grateful to have the time to follow these passions that I didn't even know I had until a year ago. And now like I love, love, love all of this because I've gotten to meet all of you guys too. And the fact that we've only known each other for like a year or less is cuckoo bananas to me because I feel like I've known y'all forever. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, all the comments. I love it. Let's see. Luna says you don't want to know how many art projects, how much art supplies I have. Gotcha. Mortimer says, adapt and overcome obstacles and you will evolve today. There you go. Hey, Tanya's here. Yay. Awesome. I tried to donate my guy to Goodwill once, so I dropped him off where I met him. His friend called to pick him up. His friend called her to pick him up. That's hilarious. I love that. And Skull says, this reminds me I need to work on the Discord more. It was funny when I set up this, you know, my live for tonight, I got a notification from Discord. So they are connected. I don't know. Does that mean that this is going live in Discord as well? I'm so Discord challenged. I swear. I need my kids to explain it to me. And by my kids, I mean Skull too, because like you could be one of my kids, as I learned when I found out that your mom and I have the same birthday, like down to the year. So cheers to moms. Tatiana, that's our word for this podcast, right? Tatiana, everybody. Aaliyah says, I don't even own a table. You don't own a table at all, or just a table for using your colored pencil collection? Ow, ow, ow. Okay, I have to uncross my legs because they're falling asleep. So what I like to do with Tanya saying Goodwill, it reminds me that I like to donate to Purple Heart because my husband's first wife was very into that charity. So, you know, to kind of keep her memory alive, if I have clothing, they take a variety of stuff. And if you are in an area where Green Drop is, they will come to your door and pick it up. So that's a bonus because I used to drive around when I would have like bags and bags of clothes to donate. And I'm like, I got to drop it off at Goodwill. They would live in my car for like 3 months. You know, like I would always forget to drop it off. So having somebody that could come, you know, an organization that will literally come to your house and pick it up has made it easier for me to donate things. So if you are someone like me who, you know, was puts the stuff aside to donate. It just never makes it to the donation center. Maybe look and see if Green Drop is in your area. You can pick from a plethora of charities. I know there's Purple Heart, Red Cross. I forget who else is in there, but look it up. Green Drop, I think it's .org. Not any sort of affiliation with it other than I donate to them. So check it out. Let's see. Did you open it? Did I open what? That's a loaded question. Let's see. It just puts out a notification when you go live, but I hadn't gone live yet. Interesting. Maybe because I had scheduled it to go live. I don't know. We're going to have to play around with Discord and see how we can get more involved in it, because why not, right? And I need to get more involved on that platform. I'm on several different, or I guess they're Discord channels. I'm never on there. It's on my phone. It's another app on my phone. I'm so old. I need to learn how to use it. So I'll add that to my list of things to figure out soon. Let's see. Oh, Luna. Luna has pneumonia. Everybody send her good juju and healing vibes, please. Hopefully that is cleared up soon. That's awful. I'm sorry. Let's see. I saw, justdropit.com. So is it just drop it is the whole thing and then .com, or is it you just used dropit.com? I just want to make sure, like, if that's a service that is helpful, that people go to the right place, let's see. And Mortimer says, Skull, you have done outstanding work. I agree 100%. Everybody is sending feel betters to Luna. Absolutely. Feel better. Feel better soon. Let's see. Hope so. Next month is my birthday. You definitely have to be all better for your birthday. That sucks being sick on your birthday for sure. Tanya says, sending healing and get well vibes your way, Luna Projects. And Skull says, thank you, Mortimer. Awesome. Yes, it's dropit.com or it's justdropit.com. I just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly, because I haven't heard of that. So is that like a charity, or is that like a for-profit? They sell the stuff, like a kind of like a thrift store? I'm curious. I wonder if that's in my area, because now I want to look it up too. Mortimer says, poor Luna, feel better soon and make sure to watch horror movies and get fluid. Sir, we all know what that meant. Get your fluids. I mean, stay hydrated. And Luna says, thanks, everyone. It's funny that Mortimer's making fluid jokes when he's a dried out corpse that lives in his little crypt. But it's all good. We love Mortimer Deadfellow. He's one of a kind, for sure. And if you guys haven't ever checked us out on Saturday nights, Mortimer, Cody, and Reaper and I are all on the goddamn program on Saturday nights, which is always shenanigans. Oh, okay. Justdropit.com. Thank you. I'm sorry. I just wasn't sure. So I wanted to make sure that if people wanted to check it out, they went to the correct address, which is awesome. Lizzie says it has. We had to run errands and then run back out for some gorilla filming, then run back and make supper. I need a nap. I bet you do, sweetie. That is a very, very busy day. Skull says go to the T-Land. See, now that is a goddamn program thing, so I'm not stealing that. But I did tell the Tatiana story one week. And if you didn't hear it, you'll have to go back and listen to past episodes. I'm not exactly sure which one, so you might as well start at the beginning and listen to all of them. But I did tell the story that I tell in the book about a girl named Tatiana that I worked with. So I said, instead of Thailand on this program, we're going to cheers to Tatiana. Oh, goodness. Let's see. I I meant a vampire. Ouch, that steak hurts, Sydney. What? It's been a long day for me, so I need context clues because, like, wait, we were talking about fluids and staying hydrated, and then a vampire got you? I'm so confused. Oh, sorry, my hand itches. Maybe that's good luck. Maybe I'm going to get some money. Do you guys ever, like, do you have superstitions like that? Like, if your hand itches, you're going to get money? My friend told me if it's your right hand, you have money coming in. If it's your left hand, you have money going out. So, oh, he's only a partially dried out corpse. Okay. But you rock it. It was a compliment. I wasn't making fun of you. I was saying how cool it was. So anyway, since I have itchy hands, what kind of superstitions do you guys believe in? Like, do you believe in the itchy hand means you're going to get money? What about if your nose itches? My mom used to tell me that if your nose itched, that meant that you were either going to get in a fight or kiss a fool. I don't know. Is that true? Where does this shit come from? People just make this stuff up. Let's see. Oh. Sorry for my language, but I knew a girl named Tatiana and she was a bitch. There you go. That, sometimes there are people, I think, with every name who are either super nice or super bitchy. Because, again, in my book, which you can get a copy of at learnedingogo.com if you don't already have a copy, I talk about my inner saboteur and how I named her Jessica. And I say in the book, I apologize to all the nice Jessicas out there, because just because my bitch is named Jessica doesn't mean that every Jessica is a bitch. So I get what you're saying. And I'm sorry that you dealt with a bitchy Tatiana, and I hope you never have to deal with her again. So let's see. So Lizzie says, I heard it the other way, right hand giving, left hand receiving. Interesting. But I guess if you're programmed one way or the other, then that's what works for you. Absolutely. It's like, I always heard if your right hand, let me point to my ear and say hand. Told y'all it's been a long day. If your right ear's ringing, someone is talking about you, but it's good. And if your left ear's ringing, someone's talking about you and it's bad. So, and then I posted something about that, and I had several people say that they do it the opposite way. So like what you're saying, Lizzie, it's what you believe in, I think, that matters more than the specifics. But I'm like totally superstitious, 100%. Let's see. If you split the pole, say bread and butter. Okay, I've never heard that. I've heard if you split the pole, then your friendship's going to end. I'm going to start saying bread and butter. That's more fun. Another thing is if I'm going through a yellow light, I kiss my hand and touch the ceiling to keep the light yellow so it doesn't turn red, so I don't get a ticket while it's going through. I don't know if you guys know that one. Aaliyah is agreeing it's kiss a fool. Okay, that's, that's nicer than getting in a fight. Luna says you just haven't put lotion on your skin yet. It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. Okay, Lizzie is also so superstitious. Me too, man. Very, 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 very. Oh, Aaliyah says I had the wrong website quoted. Sorry, no problem. So it's justporchit.com. Okay, so if anybody's looking to donate things, look and see if Just Porchit is in your area, because it's good to purge. We're getting into springtime, so that's kind of like a lot of people do spring cleaning, so it's a good time to purge stuff. Let's see. Tanya says, if my ear suddenly rings in the left, bad news or something bad is going to happen. Okay, so the same kind of bad on the left. I always heard it's like somebody's talking shit on the left, and then like somebody's talking good stuff about you on the right. Or you have tinnitus. Yes. Let's see. If the right ear rings, good news or something good is going to happen. Okay. Lizzie says, sometimes my ears ring, but it's kind of digital and it sounds like people are talking underneath it. I have concerns about the state of the matrix. That is fair. Mine is actually like a beep, like a, you know, and I do have I have hearing issues on the left, but I do have like a little bit of, like, some people say tinnitus, some people say tinnitus, which is why I typically have either music in the background, TV in the background, something to drown it out, because if it's totally quiet, it's can't do it. Um, Mortimer says, not start a fight, but finish it. Does that count? I just said get in a fight, but finish it. Why not? Let's see. And Aaliyah says that site may only be for Washington, but if you go to just portrait I'm sorry, was it order.com? Scrolling back up. Okay. .com. See if it's in different states. Because why not? I used to be on it was called Free Cycle. And that was pretty cool until it got weird. It's like how Craigslist got ruined and then like Facebook Marketplace got ruined because people just can't let us have nice things. Let's see. Mortimer says, if you have an old injury and it hurts, all of a sudden the storm is coming. Yes. Yes. I broke my back in high school. Sorry, that sounded a lot more dramatic. I broke a vertebrae in my back in high school. And so sometimes that starts aching, or like I broke my arm and that'll start aching, or like my fingers. I broke all of these at least once, like this one 3 times, this one twice. So sometimes they'll start aching, but I'm like, come on, like, can I blame a storm or just because I beat the crap out of myself, So, yeah, like when they start getting achy, it's like, oh, storms wrong. I feel like the old man and like the old movies, like, oh, there's a storm coming, like, oh, my knee. So I get that 100%. Lizzie said, one time our transformer exploded and power went out for blocks. We could hear the silence. Absolutely. There's something that, like, there's good quiet and then there's like kind of creepy quiet, if you know what I mean. And sometimes if it's just too, it's unsettling. But sometimes I do like to just like be. But my brain's so busy, it's not easy for me to do that, because if I try to sit in silence, then I start thinking and then it goes to hell, So, oh, thanks. Mortimer says, I'm tough as nails like a stunt performer veteran. I'm clumsy. I don't know if I'd say I'm a stunt performer. I do wonderful stunts and never on purpose. That's the problem. I'm an accidental stunt performer. I remember, I keep crossing my legs and then I gotta uncross them. I'm doing, like crisscross applesauce and it's not working. I remember one time at my dad's church where we were the longest growing up. He was at a place longer after I was an adult, but they had, it was a historical church. It's beautiful. And they had, the sanctuary was on the 2nd floor and they had these steps that went down that were so slippery. And I went ass over teacups down the steps and I got to the bottom and I just popped up and I was like, ta-da! It's like everybody, you could hear the, and everybody stopped and looked at me. So I had to just like have the big finish and then walked off, and I was in so much pain, but I couldn't let anybody know. I just did the, Let's see here. Skull says, I sleep with an air machine. I can't sleep. I'm going to guess that means in silence, not in silicone. How would you sleep in silicone? I'm going to guess silence. It literally frightens me. Oh, gosh. And Skulls, I'm clicking. Why aren't you working? I shattered both of my growth plates on my ankles. Ow, 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 ow. That's awful. I am so sorry that happened. And my husband and I sleep with the TV on because we can't do silence either. Partially because of what you said, like it's not comfortable, but mostly because I snore like a pack of bears with chainsaws during a thunderstorm. I'm terrible. Um, so it enables my husband to sleep better because if it was totally quiet and then I came in with the nostril orchestra, he would not get any sleep. So we sleep with Forensic Files or like Lieutenant Joe Kenda or whatever other true crime is on that we can watch. Like, and then I wonder why I have the dreams that I do. I'm like dreaming about murders, but it helps me sleep. So let's see here. Mortimer says, what's that thing? If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough. Most kids live that style. I did. And again, I was like accidentally dumb. Like I was just very clumsy. Okay, I'm lying. I totally did like dare shit too. That was very dumb. But we all lived and we all have great stories. Let's see here. Tanya says, in early January, we got dumped with snow here in Cincinnati. While the storm was happening and the roads were bad, we all went outside. Not a car engine or dog barking could be heard that night. It was eerie yet beautiful. There's something about silence and snowfall that's different from like silence. Like if I went outside in a summer night and it was silent, that would freak me out because there should be frogs, there should be bugs, there should be, you know, like things in the summer should be louder because everything's not hibernating. In the winter, there's something about the silence because everything is asleep for that season that is kind of like peaceful. So I understand what you mean. Like that wouldn't freak me out as much as if it was silent when you go outside in the summer. Like that would weird me out. So I can just picture it. It's beautiful. I'm not a winter person typically, but I can, like, just your description, I can smell the snow. You know, like that's awesome. Yep, Luna and Tanya, both from Cincinnati. Sweet. Gonna give a shout out to some Ale 8 and some what is it, Gold Star chili. See, I know stuff too. Let's see here. Cody says, I can't sleep without noise. I will stay up all night. Yep, same. Lizzie says, I don't mind silence as long as the Matrix isn't talking in my ears, but we usually have Bob Ross. Bob Ross on the TV. How can you not go to sleep to his soothing voice? Bob Ross is awesome. Rest in peace. Let's see. Tanya says, we did a sleep divorce. We both cannot sleep next to each other. His snoring, my tossing and turning. I know several people who have done that, and that's how they are able to each get a good night's sleep. So if that's what works for you guys, then more power to you. With us, it's me and Dave and Lexi and Muffy, and we got a bigger bed. So now he has his spot, and then it's like the dogs, and then I'm hanging off the bed. I said, how did we get a bigger bed and I still have no blankets and I have no room? But it's the dogs. It's not him. Let's see here. Bob Ross is my spirit animal, Mortimer says. Very awesome. And I will let Tanya and Luna talk. I'm not going to put up their business on here. Let's see. Cody says, yes, Mortimer, I'd love to see Bob Ross mad. There's stories about him. Apparently, like he was in the military, and I think I might be making this up, but I think I heard that he was a drill sergeant or something. So that's why he decided to talk so quietly, because he spent his early career like screaming at people and he didn't want to be that person anymore. Like I said, I might have dreamt that one night, but I feel like I heard that somewhere. So if somebody wants to Google that and see if I'm completely making this up. But when I was growing up, I remember watching him at my grandparents and just being fascinated with how quickly he could turn a blank canvas into beautiful art. It was like, what, a half an hour show? And he'd have mountains. I always loved the purple mountains, and he'd have like the cliffs coming up, and then he'd put the snow on and the happy little trees and the happy little birds. You know, it It was just a calming, good vibe show. So I always liked that show. If you guys were, I don't think it was national, but on Sunday mornings there was a show called Larry Ferrari. Pretty sure it was Larry Ferrari, and he would play the organ, and it was a Sunday morning show, and this man was just so happy playing songs on the. It was so funny. Wonder if I can find a link. Now I'm like all about Larry Ferrari and Bob Ross. But PBS was good back then. They had stuff that you couldn't see anywhere else. Yeah, Larry Ferrari. That's a newer picture of him. Wait. Google. He's got to have it. There we go. This is how I remember him. I don't know if you guys can see if I hold it up. Yeah, I'm going to have to try and get a picture and post it. It's not coming through the way I want it to. But I remember him, and then there was another regional, I'm pretty sure it was a regional show called Al Albert's Showcase. And he was an old guy with gray hair, and his wife was Stella, and she had this like blonde hair all piled on top of her head. And he would have, aha, Sisavarian's here, hooray! Agreeing, Larry Ferrari. Yeah, I was like trying Ferrari, but it's not like Ferrari like the car, right? It's Larry Ferrari, right? Pretty sure. But anyway, Al Alberts would have like little kids come on and sing, and all the little girls had these little poofy dresses. It was very John Benet Ramsey now that I'm thinking about it. But like back in the day, it was such like Saturday mornings, we got to watch Al Alberts. And he would always come on and start singing On the Way to Cape May. You know, it's very like Philly, this show. So if you guys had any like PBS shows that you remember watching, this kind of like indie TV, honestly, because it was all like, you know, public access. Yes, yeah, Larry Ferrari. I'm totally finding links and posting them for you guys because this is something to behold that we grew up with around here. Let's see. Hey, Dallas. Thanks for hopping on. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Mortimer says, Family Guy's Bob Ross is Bob Ross. Cody, let's paint those happy little trees, and if you tell anyone, I will find you. That sounds like a project you guys are going to have going on. Another thing we had around here that I think Sisavarian might be able to confirm for me was there was Captain Noah, and he had the red and yellow and pink and green song. Was that national or was that just regional? And yes, Sisavarian, there was Chief Halftown. I remember him, the Indian chief. He always seemed so kind. So kind. But wasn't because Captain Kangaroo just popped into my head. He was national, right? Did everybody grow up with Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Green Jeans? Oh my God. What was the show where they walked on like the upside down flower pots? Romper Room. Did you guys have Romper Room? I just had a total core memory. Did you see that? That almost hurt. It came back so fast. I'm like, oh my God, Romper Room. And the Magic Garden. Those chicks were hippies. I used to love the Magic Garden. They had a pink squirrel and the box full of like dress up stuff, and they'd tell stories. Damn it. Okay, I'm having so many flashbacks. Let's see. Cody says there's also a rumor we're talking about Bob Ross, was a killer and his paintings led to the bodies. I never knew the painting part, but I heard the killer rumor. But I think it was a military thing, not that he was like, you know, BTK or anything, but that he was in the military and killed people in his military career, perhaps. Let's see here. Aha, so Sisavarian met Captain Noah. Totally just Philadelphia. Okay. Yeah, I don't know because of being little then. I don't know what was national and what was regional. Captain Kangaroo was national, as was Romper Room. Awesome. So I got some to get you with, Sid. Okay. All right. Kids Incorporated, KIDS. That was Fergie was on there, and so was Martika of Toy Soldiers fame. She was on Kids Incorporated for sure. Let's see. Yes, anyone remember the Great Space Coaster? On the Great Space Coaster, oh, on the Great Space Coaster. That was No Gnu's is Good Gnu's with Gary Gnu. That was the Great Space Coaster. I used to love that show. I don't remember anything else about it, but I remember Gary Gnu. Okay, Banana Man, I don't remember. Danger Mouse. Fun fact about Sid that makes no sense. I get the theme song to that show stuck in my head several times a week. I have no idea why. I don't know what triggers it, but I will be like walking around singing Danger Mouse, Powerhouse. He's the strongest, he's the quickest, he's the best. Like it's stuck in my head several days a week. I don't understand. You Can't Do That on Television was fantastic. I loved Moose. Alanis Morissette was on there. And I used to love them getting slimed when they said, I don't know. It was a fun thing. Nickelodeon also had Pinwheel, which I loved back in the day. Let's see. Oh, you guys are still talking about, okay. Keenan and Kel is, I think that was like a little after my time, but I do remember that show. And Lizzie says, don't worry, we start singing the theme to Darkwing Duck several times a week. I love that. And I will also sing DuckTales. I'll start singing that for absolutely no reason. I don't know what triggers these songs, but now I got Danger Mouse stuck in my head. Or Phineas and Ferb. I love the theme song to that. That's from Bowling for Soup. They do that theme song. My kids watch that, so I love that. I love Doofenshmirtz with, curse you, Perry the Platypus. He was awesome. Cody said Animaniacs. I watched that in college. Tatiana, folks. So I loved, there was an episode of Animaniacs, and my college friend is not on tonight, or she would remember this too. It was a couple birds, and what was this? He got lost from his family, and he wound up in a jet fighter filled with bombs. And he's like looking at the bombs, and he's like, hello, little brother. Hello, little sister. And he's like kissing all the bombs, thinking that they're eggs. And when the jet drops the bomb, he's like riding on it, and he's going, Eggy, go to break. Eggy, go to break. And it hits the ground and explodes. And he's like, uh-oh, Eggy broke. And we used to say this all the time. But I love the Animaniacs, and I will sing that theme song too. I love their state song and their country song. They were really, really fun. Lizzie said, yes, DuckTales. The ducks have invaded our psyches. They have. They're going to take over, man. Mortimer said, Slim Goodbody. Yes, 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 with his creepy ass outfit showing all of his organs in there. I remember Slim Goodbody. Mm-hmm. And Pinwheel was awesome. Pinwheel, spinning around. And they had plus and minus, minus and plus. That was on Pinwheel. Yep. Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. Absolutely. Fraggle Rock is fantastic. And my youngest got me Fraggle Rock on DVD recently because we didn't own it. So I love Fraggle Rock. And I did not get to watch it because that was on HBO when it first came out, and we didn't have HBO. So I only got to watch it at my one friend's house. And I used to love, love, love Fraggle Rock. Probably because I couldn't watch it as often, so it was more special when I got to see it. But it is a really good show. Duckula. That sounds familiar. Duckula. I remember Bunnicula. Did you read that book about the vampire bunny that used to suck the juice out of vegetables? I loved that book growing up. And Luna also remembers Slim Goodbody. Absolutely. He was cool. He'd just be like, whoa. Who is the the magician guy with the long hair and the mustache that SpongeBob is like channeling with imagination. Oh, I can't think of his name. If you know who I'm talking about, put it in the comments, because as soon as I hear it, I'm going to be like, yes, but I can't think of his name right now. But he was like a late 70s, early 80s magician, and he had the long hair. And he kind of reminded me of Slim Goodbody's long hair. I think that's how I had the connection there. My brain is like jumpy, jump, jump. Good. He says Scooby-Doo, a pup named Scooby-Doo, and What's New Scooby-Doo. There were several different versions of Scooby-Doo, and not all of them were as good as others. But if it was the opening with the bats coming out, I like that one. That was good. I loved when the Addams Family was on Scooby-Doo, or like the Globetrotters, when they would just have random mashups on Scooby-Doo. It's like this week, Dune Buggy, or like Captain Caveman. I love that. They don't have the same kind of stuff now. Like they have cool stuff, but it's not like when we would only get to watch cartoons once a week, like, so it was a big deal to like make sure you had your bowl of cereal and you were in front of the TV because you didn't want to miss your cartoons. I remember watching the Smurfs was a definite. Then the Snorks. I used to love the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon and the Real Ghostbusters. What else did we used to watch on Saturday mornings? I just had a brain fart. But there were like so many good shows on Saturday morning. And it was only, in the Philly area, it was 3, 6, and 10, but it was like, NBC, ABC, CBS. And that was pretty much where you would get, yes, the Laugh Olympics. Yes. That was where you would get your cartoon fix for the week with, I remember the Laugh Olympics with the big, like, Zeppelin, that was awesome. Yes, Looney Tunes, 100%. Love, 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 love Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry, 100%. My dad had, like, because my dad's a published cartoonist. I don't know if I've ever shared that, but he's very big into cartooning and comics and stuff. So we had a Super 8 of, it was a Looney Tunes episode, and it was Marvin Martian, and he's in the spaceship about to blast off. And it went through this whole sequence of, the smoke and everything as the spaceship's firing up. And there was one frame that they forgot to color. And we used to watch each frame until we got to the frame that wasn't colored. And it was just like so cool to see that, like, they messed up. But I love Looney Tunes is so freaking funny. Like, and it stands up, it's still funny. Let's see. Yes, I love Jabberjaws. I could never watch Josie and the Pussycats because it was on Sunday morning when church was. So I was never able to watch Josie and the Pussycats. But a couple times when I was running late for church, I got to catch the opening credits. So I knew it was like Josie and the Pussycats, and then it was like, get to church. So that's my knowledge of that. Let's see here. Tom and Jerry was after school. I don't remember Tom and Jerry being after school. I remember Transformers being after school, G.I. Joe, Voltron. What else did we watch after school? He-Man, I think, might have been like Masters of the Universe. But that was later. That wasn't when I was like little. That was when I was a little bit older. I feel like we watched those after school. Oh, okay, Mortimer's put in Brave Star. Brave Star was on before school on like Channel 17, which was not a major network. It was, like one of the off-brand, like the CW, like it was one of those. But I remember Brave Star, I of the puma, strength of the bear, or something like that. But I used to watch that before school. Ali is having information overload. I'm sorry. Too many things. Let's see. Oops. What did I click on? Where did the comment go? Okay. School of Rock. Was that a cartoon? I know the movie with Jack Black. I almost said in the musical, but the musical was Rock of Ages, so that was completely wrong. Dragon Ball Z. Yes, pulling that out of the old vault there. Then there was Transer Z. Remember that with like Aphrodite or Nefertiti's or whatever the robot with the big boobies was? Yay! Hi guys! Thanks for hopping on. Good to see ya. Penelope Pit Stop. I remember that name. Why do I remember that? Silverhawks and She-Ra. I loved She-Ra. Awesome. Okay, it was on PBS. Oh, what was that? Rock of Ages was on PBS. Okay. Let's see. And Lizzie says, in Germany, we had to rely on my grandma to tape and send us American cartoons. So what we saw was up to her discretion, but we weren't held to any network schedule for watching them. That's kind of cool. So you basically had like DVR before DVR, which is kind of cool because like DVR can decide if it feels like taping it or not. So your grandma's discretion is kind of like how technology sometimes doesn't want to work now. Okay, Mortimer says, I remember School of Rock. They showed it here too. I'm going to look that up because maybe I do know what it is and I've like suppressed it somewhere. See, now I got Larry Ferrari in my Google. I'm going to look up Al Alberts and send you guys a link to that too because you guys, it is a vibe. So let me put in School of Rock. PBS. No, that says PBS or the movie. That's not what I'm looking for, though. What happened to the School of Rock show? No, that was based on the movie in 2003. Okay, so if you guys get a link, like I remember Schoolhouse Rock. Schoolhouse Rock is phenomenal, and we need to bring that back. So yeah, like when my kids were little, I had the DVDs and we used to watch Schoolhouse Rock all the time. And my older daughter used to ask to watch Schoolhouse Rocky, Chip Off the Block, because that was like the opening song. Be like, it's Schoolhouse Rocky, Chip Off the Block, of your favorite Schoolhouse Rock. And she'd be like, can we watch Schoolhouse Rocky, Chip Off the Block? So cute. Okay. Leah says, keep your filthy paws off my silky drawers. That's ringing a bell. Mortimer saying Heathcliff. Heathcliff was also, and so was the Garfield cartoon when that was out. I used to like that too. There were so many good shows, so many good cartoons. And I'm glad to have grown up when I did because there was a lot of stuff. Let's see here. Okay, Oregon Public Broadcasting, OPB. You down with OPB? That's not how that song goes. But it's funny when you grow up with something and then you later find out that it wasn't national. So you're like talking about it and people are looking at you like you have 10 heads. And it's like, oh, okay, that was only here. That wasn't, like I think her name was Sally Starr. I think she was a local one too. And like Soupy Sales, I think was national. Like I've watched that because my dad was a big Soupy Sales fan. So like that was classic. Let's see. Mortimer says Garfield Halloween episode was my favorite. He was a pirate and threatened John. I think I remember that. And I love the SpongeBob Halloween episode. I will watch the opening 1,000 times because of the little spider that comes down with the snorkel on. I think he's freaking adorable. I love when Mr. Krabs has the like campfire in his hand and brings it out and is like, like I can't help it. It kills me. I love that episode. And like when Squidward's telling Mr. Krabs is telling the story of the Flying Dutchman, and Squidward's pretending to be him, and he's got like the bag, the soul bag, but it's full of pickles, and he's like, "I have come for your pickle." Like, I love that episode. Let's see. Mortimer says, "But I will let you live because you're the only man who will change my kitty litter." I thought there was going to be a lasagna reference there. I'll definitely have to look up that episode of Garfield because I do not remember it. But it sounds right. I used to love the comic strip, so anything Garfield is like hilarious to me. Garfield, Calvin and Hobbes, so many of those. But we are coming up on an hour, so I'm not going to start down a comic strip rabbit hole. Did you see it? I'm having trouble with thoughts because I want to make sure that we have some time for got to get to the right graphic. Pick a page. All right, first 3 people to give me a page number between 1 and 306. And I will read an excerpt from that page in Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go. And as always, if you have not yet gotten your copy of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, you can get it at learnedingogo.com. All right, so let's see. Our pages tonight are, let's see. We're going to pick 37. I feel like we've gotten 37 in a row before, but let's see. We have page numbers are tiny. Who wrote this? Let's see. I can't get. Okay. The DJ came into the dressing room. I was surprised to see a female DJ. I don't know why I assumed that all go-go bar DJs were men, but that made an ass of me. She was very nice and told me to relax and that the manager would let me know when it was my turn. The story of the audition. All right. Lizzie has picked 297. So that's going to be on the whole other end of here. Let's see. Okay, so little background because it starts in the middle of a sentence, so I wanted to see what I was talking about. Let's see. I was talking about when we would get gifts at the Christmas parties. So it says Christmas presents were on par with Forrest Gump's famous line about life being like a box of chocolates. You never knew what you were going to get, if anything. Meanwhile, bartenders and managers got bonuses. I appreciated those for sure. Okay, there's a whole story in that too. But you gotta get the book. Luna says, "Hey, I was a DJ." Yes, I said I made an ass of myself. I did not know at that time. It was all very new to me. All very new. And when I went in before that, the DJ that was working was a dude. So I was just very surprised to see her. I wish I could remember her name. But she was very nice. All right, our last pick a page for tonight from Angela is 57. So that is shut the front door. Okay, there was a Tatiana that worked there. Weren't we just talking about Tatiana? Take a drink. There was a Tatiana who worked there, but it wasn't me. See that? I just channeled my inner Shaggy. It wasn't me. I corrected him a couple times, then decided I didn't really care. Tatiana used to sneak up behind me, grab me, and moan, "Oh, Tatiana." It was so freaking funny. I wonder where she is now. She was a nice girl. And that was hilarious working with her. It was such a debacle because that man did not want Tatiana, and he moaned that I was Tatiana every time I gave him a lap dance. Whatever, you can call me Bob. Just give me my $20. So anyway, I want to thank you all for hopping on here with me tonight. This has been so much fun. As always, I love it because I just love seeing where the conversation is going to go. And you guys are always, always, always so fun to talk to. I appreciate every one of you. Like I said, I named this episode, Attitude of Gratitude, because I am so, so grateful for all of you, for just being lights in my life. I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you for hopping on here with me every Wednesday. You guys rock. And I can't wait to see what we get into next week. So in the meantime, just remember, if life's throwing shit at you, you got to take it head on. Because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from your problems, but the rest of the world sees a big ass. Love you. See you next week.